Alright everybody, welcome to the Fragbite THOR Open number 5, qualifier number 5, presented by Fragbite and Cedon. I am B-Bone from DotaCommentaries.com, and we have the first round matches between Virtus.Pro versus Nature's Pornography. Unfortunately, I don't know if this week has too many strong teams because a lot of them are playing other matches in the Premier League or doing DreamHack qualifying matches, so uh, there's just a lot of Dota to be played and unfortunately not enough time. But keep in mind there are still 3 more qualifiers after this. Virtus.Pro have been on a bit of a slump, but hopefully they can turn it around. They have very talented players like Santa, like NS, so I mean they definitely have the potential, so hopefully they'll be able to pull it together. NS, of course, also a very famous Russian caster as well. And probably one of the most legendary support players in the business. I think he was probably my favorite support player of all time as all pick mode. So we're gonna have a remake. Nice. So, gonna go back into Captain's Mode and then hopefully get this game underway. But yeah, European Dota just casted Asian Tournament for its Gosu Monthly Madness. So, gonna see some European Dota, Russian teams, of course, known for being very aggressive, so hopefully see some of that trademark aggression from Virtus.Pro today. They always are a team to always keep your camera focused on because they will just dive all over the map and try to get kills. They haven't been performing very well, but the new patch, of course, does favor aggression slightly more. Chinese teams have adapted to it pretty well. IG have just been looking unstoppable, and European teams, I mean, this is probably the most varied patch I've seen in a long time, and I'm really excited for that. Seeing carries like Alchemist, like Phantom Lancer, like Clinks, like Gyrocopter, I mean, pretty much any carry in the game, bar Bloodseeker. You name it, and they're picked in this patch. And of course, Bloodseeker, I guess, will forever be not that good. But gonna load back into this game. Virtus.Pro, of course, from Russia. Nature's Pornography, I do believe they are from Sweden. And keep in mind, you do have to pay your way to get to Stockholm, Sweden for the LAN finals. So I'm sure Nature's Pornography have a bit easier. But, you know, Russia is pretty close to Sweden on the map. And they do have the train, so they can take that. But going into Captain's Mode, I do expect pretty much a staring bans. I don't think either team knows about each other too much. So staring bans like Wisp, Undying, Batrider, Templar Assassin should be the norm in this situation. Darkseer, Rubik, of course, as well. But Virtus.Pro taking a bit of time to think about their first ban. Probably want to consider, alright, we have first picks, so we should leave some of the more Imba heroes in the pool. Probably shouldn't ban out Darkseer or Rubik, so maybe we should ban out something like a Batrider. They ban out the Broodmother, who is a pretty powerful split pusher, but not really first to ban material in my honest opinion. Because she's been falling off as of late, that Broodmother. Her spiders are worth a lot of gold these days, and she really does need, like, people pressure her lane very hard often, but, you know, I guess they just don't really like facing that Broodmother. Meanwhile, Nature's Pornography respond with the Darkseer, Batrider, Templar Assassin, all pretty standard bans. Virtus.Pro picks up Jakiro, most likely for NS, and that leaves Rubik and Bounty Hunter in the pool. Bounty Hunter has a ridiculously high win percentage as of late. That track, once you hit level 6, it's so much gold, even if you're not farming well at all. That track gives you minus armor, gives you move speed, gives your team a lot of mobility, and more importantly, gives you that gold boost. And with such a short cooldown, if you win a team fight with everybody tracked up, you get a surplus of $1,500 or 1.5 thousand gold extra. So, Windrunner is going to be the pickup by Virtus.Pro. I'm trying to remember. Oh, Undying is still left in the pool. Undying actually, in the last tournament, has been receiving a lot less attention. Neither first pick nor first ban, and he seemed to fall off the face of the earth in the past 3 days. But you know, it might be too early to tell. Night Stalker is the pickup by Virtus.Pro, a very aggressive hero. The Chinese have actually made him more popular than the Europeans, so the Europeans capitalizing on the Chinese trend as of late. Very aggressive here. Once you hit level 6, you can just dive, get a lot of kills. Pretty good in terms of shutting down heroes like Rubik, Tidehunter, Bounty Hunter as well. You know, Tidehunter was just picked up with that crippling Fierce Silence. And keep in mind, he's very naturally tanky. He can help outrun the track. And he'll be able to provide a lot of ganking power to his supports like Windrunner and Jakiro. Tactor is a pickup by Nature's Pornography. Keep in mind, because they have Rubik, it's a lot more difficult for Virtus.Pro to pick up heroes with those huge game-breaking ultimates just because they're always in danger of having them stolen by the Rubik. And we do see a Virtus.Pro Undying ban makes a lot of sense. Undying, of course, one of the most powerful heroes in the version at the moment, but keep in mind this version is only about 1.5 months old, so it's really too early to tell who's the most powerful hero and who's sort of just a flash in the pan. But it seems like teams think Batrider, Darkseer, Rubik, Templar Assassin, and Undying are the most powerful heroes in this patch, along with Bounty Hunter and Jakiro. And a bit surprised we don't see more Bounty Hunter bans because he has just had such an impact. He's had a ridiculously high win percentage as of late that it's a little bit puzzling, but I think teams don't really want to give up a first ban, so they might as well just pick him. Might as well try to find ways to counter him. You can beat him, you just have to kill him on the long lane, which if you're a good Bounty Hunter player, you should never die in the long lane. Because Windwalk and just with clever uses of Tangos and Quelling Blades, you should be able to get yourself in position relatively easily. And of course, Track, just racking up those bounties. All you need is level 6, you don't even need any farm, you just need experience. Get level 6, get some boots, and then track it up. But they are facing a Night Stalker, Windrunner, 2 mobile heroes. Jakiro pretty slow, but pretty tanky as its support. And I'm sure NS is loving the fact that Jakiro is seeing a lot more popularity. NS, one of the most old school Dota 1 players and Dota 2 players. And he's definitely been around in the days where Jakiro was popular back in the 6.48 era. Because he's a tanky support, he has Dual Breath, one of the best skills, or one of the better slowing / nuking spells in the game. Ice Path, of course, ridiculously powerful at this point. And Liquid Fire is something that cannot be underestimated in a pushing strategy. Just because it slows down the attack speed of the tower, so you really gotta watch out. Nature's Pornography banning out the Queen of Pain, so it looks like they're trying to protect their mid solo, and they ban out the Nature's Prophet, so preventing a bit of offlane / jungle action. But right now, looks like Virtus.Pro's line is pretty flexible. They could put Night Stalker in the mid solo position, they could put him into tri lane. Really up to them. They could put Windrunner as a support, they could put Windrunner in the off lane. But Keeper of the Light is going to be the last ban by Virtus.Pro, so saying, alright, we're going to push with these next couple picks. We ban out Undying, Wisp, who can gank our pushers, and Keeper of the Light. So we are just going to try to push with these next couple picks, try to end it early before Bounty Hunter really gets rolling with this track gold. Meanwhile, Nature's Pornography, thinking long and hard about who they want to pick up. Will they go for a bit more team fight? Right now, it's pretty uncertain what their lanes will be. Bounty Hunter will most likely be in the offlane position. Tidehunter will probably be supporting the tri-lane. Rubik could be in the mid-solo position, could be supporting the tri-lane as well. Really too early to tell at this point. Rubik, a very versatile hero. And they decided about the Enigma, so really preventing the tri-lane. But here comes the immediate push response in the form of Luna. I'm surprised to see Luna become a lot less popular as of late because she's been getting buffed, even though IG's having a lot of success with her. But it's a bit odd. Diamond and I actually did a little analysis on the heroes with the lowest winning percentage, and surprisingly, to my shock, Luna was among them. And I guess she's squishy, she doesn't have very much range, and she does take a lot of farm to build up, but Luna in a pushing strategy with the help of Witch Doctor, casks flying through, Witch Doctor naturally high base damage, and that Voodoo Restoration healing everybody up will be very good. And that Lunar Blessing giving you a lot of bonus damage for your Night Stalker, for your Windrunner, for your Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor hurts with his auto attacks, man. You definitely cannot underestimate that. Nature's Pornography picked up the Leshrac with their 4th pick, and what will they go for? They still have all of the reserve time, so they are not in any hurry to pick up their last hero at the moment. They have a good mix of teamfight and push at the moment. Really not too much late game assurance, so if Bounty Hunter gets shut down, Nature's Pornography does get shut down. Leshrac could be a farmer in the lane, but most likely will be support with the Edict. So probably going to see a Rubik solo mid position at the moment. But still, they are thinking long and hard about this last pickup. That Luna and Witch Doctor might be throwing them for a bit of a loop. So they might pick up a carry who's pretty mobile, a carry who can sort of bring down Luna or other supports. Maybe Clinks with that silence could be pretty good, but Night Stalker does shut down Clinks pretty nicely with that Crippling Fear. Keep in mind, Crippling Fear, besides giving that silence, it does give a 40% miss chance at night, which cannot be understated. They're going to pick up a Morphling. Now Morphling has just dropped off the face of the earth, but looks like Nature's Pornography confident in the fact that they can use Morphling 2 hits full effect, and Morphling, of course, receiving a multitude of nerfs. Like the Morph mana cost increase is a significant one. The casting animation nerf for Morphling skills, the fact that Morphling cannot cast anything while he's in mid animation of his waveform is also a pretty big nerf. E-Blade getting a higher mana cost, so poor Morphling is just receiving a lot of multitude of little nerfs, and that is enough to completely make him a non-viable carry in this version. But hey, like I said earlier, if there's a version to pick up any carry you want, bar Bloodseeker, it is this version. So Morphling, we'll see if Nature's Pornography can really make this guy work yet again. So, we're introducing the players and the teams. Nature's Pornography on the Dire side. Looks like Conkle Barrett is playing the Bounty Hunter. Sarian is playing the Morphling Vilja, is playing the Leshrac Sorceries, is playing the Rubik, and Tweak is playing the Tidehunter. Nice and simple. Meanwhile, Virtus.Pro, we have Airman playing the Luna, Airman Gao Tanasai. Sanya Bandit playing that Windrunner, that is Santa KSI playing the Jakiro. NS is going to be playing the Witch Doctor. Tame My Wild is going to be playing the Night Stalker. So NS is not playing Jakiro, playing the Witch Doctor instead. And Witch Doctor is one of those supports who trends in and out of Dota very, very quickly. His cast pretty defensive, but definitely cannot be underestimated. He's really good in a lineup where the other team doesn't have too many to sail, so he can challenge that Death Ward. And he's he wants to get items as a support, which isn't really the best idea these days in the current metagame, because you want to get as much farm on your carry as possible. But, you know, with items, Witch Doctor is a very powerful support, and looks like Virtus.Pro might be getting split up. This could be a huge mistake, as Rubik is going to roam to the bottom lane. We are going to see a support Rubik, so he has Observer Ward, so we're going to see a solo mid Tidehunter, completely unexpected. But they want to get their offensive tri-lane to win up against the opposing tri-lane. They have 3 ranged heroes, they have Fadeable, they have Splitter, they have Edict, they have Waveform to come in. Meanwhile, the other tri-lane, it's not too shabby, a lot of defensive power with the Cask, with the Lucent Beam, and with the Ice Path. So these tri-lanes will be definitely the focus of our attention in the early stages of the game, as I'll put it on the creep score. Nightstalker is soloing middle, actually just went for straight up bottle, definitely unusual. Usually gets like 3 GG branches, some tangos, and then rushes the bottle. Maybe he was anticipating a different lane, but he's going to be going up against Tidehunter, so he should be just fine. Of course, he does have to be careful of that Anchor Smash, making it a bit more difficult for him to last it, or using a Void to get a creep kill on the middle lane. Meanwhile, looks like KSI going to be able to journey all the way to this area to place a ward to scout out the vision of the rune, and that ward will be up for longer than 6 minutes, so that'll be well in time with the first snipe. But looks like Rubik going to get initiated on nice Ice Path. The cast going to hold him in place, and Luna picks up an easy first blood. Splitter with whiffs completely, as that's going to be a little bit unfortunate for Vilja, as he is going to maybe regret using that mana at this point in the game. Meanwhile, Windrunner versus Bounty Hunter, and Bounty Hunter is not going to be able to kill the Windrunner if the Windrunner player is good, but Bounty Hunter should not die to the Windrunner either. Should just try to pick up experience, get that track gold, get whatever last hits he can, but Windrunner, being a ranged hero, being relatively good attack animation, decent base damage, and the fact that she has Windrun should be a-okay in this lane. So the lanes to focus on are the mid lane and the bottom lane with the most action. Nightstalker, he won't be in any danger of dying as well, but he might get his last hits limited by the damage reducing aspect of Anchor Smash. But the most of the attention should be focused on this bottom lane. It's not like Tidehunter will die to the Nightstalker at daytime either. What do you think he is? He ain't no feeder, he's a Tidehunter. Meanwhile, looks like NS just doing some double pulls. Another Ice Path gonna fly, and here comes Leshrac. Lucent Beam actually stuns Leshrac out of with the animation. He turns back around, and looks like he dodges the Split Earth nicely. Luna completely juking it, and now they're gonna go on the offensive for the Leshrac. Leshrac, pretty high base move speed, but Lucent Beam too good. NS picks up another kill. Here comes the Ice Path gonna fly in for the Morphling, and Morphling is gonna escape just barely, but this Leshrac not playing too well. These splits have not been on cue. And meanwhile, Luna, even without boots, her high base movement speed, highest hit in the game, 330, is just too good, able to get her in position to cast that relatively long range Lucent Beam. And the fact that no other hero on the lane has boots, all have pretty much below average move speed, except for the Leshrac, means that Luna can pretty much go in, cast the Lucent Beam without too many issues. So Luna is just going to have the time of her life on this bottom lane. Meanwhile, there's going to be a teleport to the top lane. Morphling wants to switch it up, saying, Bounty Hunter, you should go to the bottom lane. I'm not really too sure about this decision. It looks like they wanted to get the Trillion versus Trillion so they could obviously try to win it, but this defensive Trillion with the casks, with the long-range Lucent Beam, and with the Ice Path is just too strong, as Bounty Hunter going to escape, but Luna's just going to farm, and the other supports are going to roam to help out the Windrunner. And what's really, really important about this decision is that Windrunner is already level 4. Bounty Hunter's experience will start to decrease as well. He's going to teleport to the bottom lane to try to farm up against Luna. But Windrunner is already level 4. Meanwhile, the heroes on the dire side are level 2. So Windrunner can just stay in the lane, won't be in too much danger, can even throw some pot shot harassment as well. And it looks like Nightstalker going to do a bit of harassment against the Rubik. Rubik roomed in, and due to the arrival of Rubik, Tidehunter had to go back as well, want to protect his hero. As Nightstalker hits level 5, has the boots bottle, getting a lot of farm in this middle lane, and keep in mind, still about 2.5 minutes before the first night where Nightstalker really starts to get rolling, and he's just using Void to great effect so far. So right now, everything Virtus.Pro making strong decisions, really analyzing the Trillion versus Trillion matchup. And Nature's Pornography might have went a little bit too all-in with their Trillion. They really want Morphling to succeed, and we didn't succeed. It's really difficult for him to do well as a hero. And again, this Leshrac does have some fault in this regard because he has not been playing too well at the moment. But maybe he can redeem himself as the game goes. Meanwhile, Santa continuing his farm, NS just clearing up as both teams jockeying back and forth for position, but you can see Morphling 8 and 2 as Luna picks up a solo kill on the Bounty Hunter. Did not see that coming. I did not think that Luna would be able to pick up the solo kill on the Bounty Hunter, but maybe Bounty Hunter mistimed the cooldown of his Shadow Walk. That might be it, and there might be engagement on the top lane. Sanya Bandit gonna try to get Shackle Shot, does not latch on the Rick. Ice Path gonna fly in, but keep in mind Ice Path 90 mana cost, Jakiro high base mana pool. He can spam that all day. They're even gonna use some casts on the neutral cast, stunning creeps for 5 seconds. A very powerful skill. And it's gonna turn night in just about a minute, and that means Donna, Nightstalker will start going into effect and just completely outplay the other team. Or out-aggression the other team. We'll see if he can outplay the other team. The first night and the second night, most important times of the game for the Nightstalker. If he does not have a successful game at that point, he's pretty much useless. But so far, Nightstalker getting relative free farm, 29 CS, Luna 31. And he's going to be able to pick up a Magic Wand as well as an Urn of Shadows, I do think. No, just the straight up Urn of Shadows. So going to give him some mana regen, get those charges stored up for his ganks, give him some strength. It's everything a Nightstalker ever dreams of in life. Well, I'm sure Nightstalker dreams of infinite nighttime, as meanwhile Jakiro taking a bunch of damage. Malik only level 1 I think, but Power Shot able to snipe it up. Morphling is going to have to back take off another Whiff Splitter. Not too sure what this Leshrac is doing, as Vilja not playing too well at the moment. Power Shot going to fly and really harass the Morphling down. Going to be forced to morph some points in his strength, and that means he won't have enough mana for waveform. And realizing their difficult position, Tidehunter is roamed to the top lane, but he's low HP, so he's going to have to back the heck off because the Nightstalker, if he dies, he'll easily be able to kill the Tidehunter before he gets in good position to cast that Ravage. So this might be a bit of a mistake, and here comes the Nightstalker, no wards up, but I think these, the Dire do know. Shackle Shot manages to land on the Morphling, nicely played Shackle Shot with the Ice Path. A couple more Morphling manages to wave out in the nick of time, Edict doing a bunch of damage to this Nightstalker, taking additional damage from the tower, but looks like the Voodoo Restoration is going to come in effect. Another snipe by Santa. And man, Virtus.Pro just walking all over Nature's Pornography at the moment. This is some hardcore stuff Virtus.Pro is doing to the opposing team. This is definitely not rated PG-13 at the moment. And the Clarity immediately cancelled by the Rubik. Here comes the Telekinesis. Ice Path gonna fly in. Windrunner picks up another kill. And Nature's Pornography getting completely decimated by Virtus.Pro at the moment. Did not win any lane. They really need to try to get a team fight with that Ravage up in order to try to get a successful comeback. But just look at the levels, guys. 3-3-2 on the Morphling. And meanwhile, Witch Doctor Jakiro, higher level than your Morphling. That is definitely not a position you want to be in. Such a very terrible position for Nature's Pornography. And it's not looking good for them thus far in the game. Keep in mind, they do have better... Well, Morphling theoretically will be a Luna late game, but once Luna starts getting all of her items, she should be fine, as Morphling switches to the bottom lane yet again, level 3. And Luna, meanwhile, is level 8, can just go up to the Morphling, harass him. Keep in mind, Morphling, pretty low base armor, and now the Lucent Beam levels are being taken by the Luna, so she's going to start to hurt. You know, this top tier 1 tower will finally take the fall. And looks like there might be engagement for the Luna. Luna actually might have sensed the rival bounty hunter charge right past the tower. Does have Eclipse actually morphing ways into the trees. Not too sure what he's thinking. Shadow Walk is on cooldown for the bounty hunter. Luna picks up an easy kill, as a lot of misplays by Nature's Pornography gonna mean a free kill for the Luna. Will Tyrant TV use Ravage? He's out of mana, and Night Stalker is here for the reinforcement. Earns up his faithful Panther sidekick. As the Night Stalker gonna try to go on the offensive, has a double damage rune, so he can do a bunch of damage. Tidehunter walks back, not too sure what he was thinking, as an easy kill against Tweak. Virtus.Pro Tame My Wild having a field day, and he's gonna go back in for the Morphling, silences him before he can get the morph off. Double damage, couple hits, means the death of that Morphling. So right now Virtus.Pro just looking pretty dominating fashion, but a lot of mistakes by Nature's Pornography, unfortunately for them. Meanwhile, some de-warding by NS, definitely his favorite pastime, next to juking with Vengeful Spirit. Split Earth is gonna whiff as a nice juke at the last second. Here comes the Cask. Cask is gonna bounce like crazy. Here comes the Melect as well. Coco Baronet is gonna take a lot of edge. That Sentry Ward on the high ground doing so much work. Here comes the Raj, as can they kill the Night Stalker? Anchor Smash gonna do as much as possible. A couple more hits, looks like the waveform, and a couple more auto attacks will finally clean up. The Night Stalker ran away from the Voodoo Restoration, trying not to get his team caught up in the madness. But they did use a Ravage 150-second cooldown, and they know that since Ravage is down, they can go back on the offensive, and Night Stalker is pretty much unstoppable at this point. He's going to go back on the offensive with the Phase Boots, with 5 charges on his urn as well. Should probably start using that for damage, but Night Stalker going to be thwarted at the moment. It looks like NS did manage to pick up Vilja at the Leshrac once again, and this is starting to come out of control. Got 1 kill so far against the Night Stalker, but Night Stalker is fine with it, even bought back just to get into the thick of things. Trying to secure the lead. I don't think this was a rage buyback. This was more of a keep up the pressure, don't want to let them breathe buyback. And Virtus.Pro, a very aggressive team, and they are fully aware that this game is theirs to lose at this moment. As Sony lanes, which is by Nature's Pornography, really should try to stick to the lane and make it work. Meanwhile, Bounty Hunter just now hit level 6, and if Nature's Pornography has any hope, it has to be on the back of this Bounty Hunter and his track. And that's why Bounty Hunter is picked, for the track, for the amount of gold he can provide. Even if your team's in a deficit, he'll help you get back into the game. Gonna cast a track, but Santa should be able to escape just fine, as he's gonna phase out, doesn't even use Windrunner. But meanwhile, look at the poor supports. At least Tyler just picked up Arcane Boots, so Rubik is just having a miserable time. Still level 2 on a Rubik. 10 minutes in the game. This is painful to watch, guys. Sorceries. It's just having a miserable time. Meanwhile, looks like Bounty Hunter is going to escape for now. Any detection up. Night Stalker, no detection, so Bounty Hunter should be able to escape. But meanwhile, Night Stalker has an Invis Rune. Bounty Hunter did not know. Here comes the Ice Path, catching a multitude of heroes, actually cutting off the path nicely. And here comes the Night Stalker. It is his time to shine. Morphling takes the fall as well. Jakiro picking up a double kill, and Bounty Hunter going to take a void, no detection, so they're going to turn their sights on the next target, which is this giant fish man with an anchor in his hand. Luna is unstoppable, doesn't even need Night Stalker's help. And this looks pretty much like the end for Nature's Pornography. So might be a brutally efficient first round, but efficient it was, as 18-1. My god, this is brutal. I mean, 14k gold, 15k gold advantage, 11 minutes in the game, over 10k experience advantage, 11 minutes in the game. There are teams like eHome who come back from 20k gold deficits with solid play, but definitely not from something this early. And definitely when Rubik is not level 2. My god, Rubik. Poor guy. I feel for him, as he's gonna have nightmares about this game. Night Stalker will just not let him breathe. It's just gonna have a perpetual crippling fear on him. As here comes the Shackle Shot. It does finally lift. Tidehunter does have the Ravage, but it looks like Leshrac immediately gonna take the fall. Here comes the Ravage. Hits a bunch of heroes, but they have no follow-up damage because they are low leveled. And here comes Voodoo Restoration by NS. Night Stalker doing a bit of damage. Another snipe by Santa, and Middle Racks are gonna take the fall. Low levels heroes mean that you have fast respawn time, but actually Tidehunter relatively high level, highest level on his team, level 8, so he's going to take a while to respawn, and Rubik's going to take the fall yet again. At least he hit level 3, and that's what matters in life, hitting level 3. Just kidding. If you only hit level 3 in life, then you have not had too good of a life. Or a Dota game. Life is Dota. Meanwhile, oh man, Just looking at the net worth, ridiculous. Luna, 700 gold per minute, 11 minutes in game, pretty ridiculous. As the towers, the racks definitely helping to fuel that. Luna, of course, unstoppable streak, gonna go after the left rack. One more Lucent Beam will be able to get the kill, but Luna's gonna be thwarting that exchange. Night Stalker finishes what Luna couldn't. Death Ward being channeled for the Tide Hunter, gonna try to out DPS the Fountain, and he manages to get the last instant. And here comes the mechanism, as good old Fountain farming is gonna go on since team has not GG'd, and this is a good way to get a lot of gold, a lot of experience, and keep the other team underleveled. Fountain farming, it's not bad manners when, you know, the game's not over, because the other team has not called GG just yet. So Nature's Pornography might be discussing what went wrong, but keep in mind this is a best of 1 format, so it's not like they can really make too many adjustments in this scenario, and they might just be out in the first round of qualifier number 5 of the Fragbite THOR Open. As we see Luna's gold per minute starting to tick down. Luna, I'm sure, does not like to see that happen. 86 CS in 13 minutes, and keep in mind she's been fighting a lot of battles recently, is still very respectable. And they are going to completely nuke down the Bounty Hunter. This is a stomp, if I've ever seen a stomp, 24-1. This is some hardcore stuff, guys, not gonna lie. As Night Stalker, third 300 gold in the bank. As Windrunner, gonna try to pick up a 4-staff. Borean, come on, Windrunner. Luna has 4k. Jakiro has a gem, because why the heck not? It's not like anybody's gonna kill him, but looks like Virtus.Pro, they realize they don't need to take racks. So we have Lucent Beam. We have NS Voodoo Restoration, providing us a lot of regeneration. Allow Night Stalker to tank it up. Keep in mind, Night Stalker does have pretty high base armor. And Jakiro just going to town, able to melt, and Windrunner does pick up another kill on Conkle Barrett. And meanwhile, Rubik trying to get the telekinesis off Rubik. Say it ain't so, Rubik. Say it ain't so. Level 3. And the towers have fallen, so now the throne is fully exposed. Shackle Shot gonna fly in, hits 2 heroes, morphing silence, but Morph can only do so much. Luna picks up a monster kill. Oh my god. This is graphic. This is graphic, everybody. Santa just wind running next to the fountain just because he can. Oh my god. Close your eyes, everybody. This is not something you want your children to see when you show them this game. Deathward gonna fly in. Unfortunately, NS could not get the kill. 0-10 Rubik, my god. So that's gonna be game 1. No GG's call by Nature's Pornography. They got absolutely steamrolled even after asking Virtus.Pro to be gentle in that game. GG's called by Virtus.Pro at the end, but keep in mind the game is over, so they can call GG. So that's going to be the end of this game from the Fragbite THOR Open Qualifier number 5. Virtus.Pro taking it in probably the most dominant fashion I've ever seen. 31-1. I've never seen anything more dominant in my life. So we're getting back with round 2 very shortly. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.